Let me tell you a story. Story of hardship, pain and struggle, but as well of freedom and happiness. It has all started long before the actual trip. I've seen people walking in the hills with big backpacks from a tour bus when first time exploring Scotland with my family. These memories stayed with me over the years, until I came across West Highland Way, 150 kilometers long path in Scottish Highlands. I want to do it, I thought, but at the time I had no big backpack, tent or any necessary equipment. Neither I was fit or confident enough to be able to walk such a distance. But I kept dreaming, planning, slowly gathering needed equipment, until one day I found myself on a path that will change my life. The night before was a real struggle. Am I running towards a disaster?
You're a waterfall, I'm a fire. No surprise we don't go together, but it took us a while before we figured it out. What a shame. I'm not asking you for closure.
Start of the walk felt emotional. People on the street would greet hikers passing by, wishing them good luck. It's real. I'm actually doing it. The first part of the walk is considered to be the least interesting one, but the excitement made me enjoy every bit of it. I even put my first aid kit into use as a runner fell and scraped their knee just in front of me. Slowly, the landscape has started changing, and first hills would show up on the horizon. That's the moral journey. Right now, my feet feel hot and backpack heavy.
Okay, so I'm almost at the camping, but I have blisters on the sole of my feet. Oh my god, I see this now. And I barely walk, but I'm almost there, just counting every step I go.
Every time the pain started weighing me down, something beautiful would appear. The honesty boxes are such a pick-me-up on the path. You pay £1 or few cents and you get a homemade flapjack in this case. Last 2 hours were a real struggle. I counted every step and barely made it to the campsite. I did not know the worst is just to come next day. Tired, with clouded mind, I built the tent the other way around. It must hold tonight. Good night. This was a day when I almost gave up and had to dig very deep to keep going.
I know I want you, but you don't need me.
I forgot the adapter for my charging cable for my phone, but luckily there was a charging station in the campsite. After morning coffee and porridge, I sat on the most challenging day I have probably ever experienced. As soon as I started walking, my feet were burning. I had to stop a lot and take breaks. At this point, I've started reconsidering Conning Hill Path, as there is an option of walking lower, although less interesting path.
I had to make a choice. I wanted to go through the horse fly, or how is it called? It's a lot of them here. I wanted to go through Conning Hill, which would be beautiful. My feet are really sore. The blisters are really painful. Like every single step hurts. And that would be a diversion of 2 or 3 hours more. If there wouldn't be for blisters, I probably would be okay with that, but it's really painful. Well, my campsite is just behind Valhalla, like another 2-3 miles after, so it's just too much. Hopefully they heal enough that I can continue. This is the hill I was supposed to climb, the conic hill. Looks beautiful, but some other time.
I had a lot of breaks. Walking felt like walking on sharp nails. Every step reminded me of the struggle, and with every step I had to find reasons why not to give up. As I chose the lower path, I was passing a village with old school and cemetery. The last bit of the path to Balmaha was really challenging. It was a sidewalk by the road, what made it very difficult to find reasons why I should continue the path.
Yet I'm having another break. I just love Balmaha. I don't really understand it. I walked already 6 hours today, and I took a shorter path and I had a lot of breaks today. I hope it's the only day like this. Because my feet are super sore from the blisters. The backpack feels very heavy today. I'm by the Loch Lomond now, so getting there.
On a weary line, too scared to trust you and jump down.
I'm almost there. There's still a bit to go. I really haven't realized how far this campsite is. You can see how I look.
9 years I've been the same, trying so hard to run from shame.
I finally made it. Thank you, Path, for taking care of me. The healing power of water charged my feet for a few more kilometers. What someone else left behind, 20p, helped me dry my hair for the night. I had to take it easy, otherwise I would not be able to continue.
There's a place I have found in the shade on the ground, far from all worries and troubling sound.
I woke up very early, trying to make it to the next stop as soon as possible, as I was aware I need some recovery time if I want to continue. I was lucky that the weather was so warm these days and I could take afternoon off on the beach by Loch Lomond. This massively helped with recovering and being able to continue the journey. It was only a short journey today, but it still required a lot of breaks as the blisters were still very painful. It took me around 4 hours to arrive to my next destination. I will be sleeping in bed tonight. The slow day was certainly enjoyable. I had a swim in the lake, observed curious ducks, and enjoyed beautiful sceneries around Loch Lomond.
path that came from off the farm.
I sat on a path really early, as I woke up without alarm at 4:45 a.m. Due to my past day's difficulties, I've decided to follow an upper path by Loch Lomond, as the lower one is usually a section people are dreading. Later in the day, I was very glad I did so, as the same terrain goes on and on for miles, and so I'll have plenty of opportunities to enjoy it. The upper path was exactly what I needed. Peaceful, quiet, with nice smells of the beautiful forest. It felt as I just appeared in Inversnaid, as the walk was really fast and easy. Here is crossroad with a Trossachs path, which is another path I'd like to do one day. Here again I have experienced the cultural shock of tourists in nice clothes and flip-flops, and me sweaty with huge backpack. I've decided against eating here and made my lunch on a beach by the Loch Lomond. The weather was just so beautiful, and I could spend hours just looking at the lake and the hills behind it. My feet look better today. The pain from blisters traveled to other parts of my body. I've started feeling my knees and back towards the end of the day, but we're not there just yet.
I've just seen the feral goats on the beach. Just made my day.
Just before I've seen the goats, I hit my low point, and the path just showed its beauty once again. I'm slowly getting closer to Iwao Island.
I just like that. I had to take my backpack down. Oh my god.
Not long after, I reached a bothy shelter for all passing hikers in a bad weather, and for many a planned shelter for the night. I am a solitary wolf, so staying with others on this path was not in cards, and I continued towards my campsite. Here I am saying bye to Loch Lomond. I really enjoyed the path. I thought it's not too long to go from here, but it still took another 2 long and painful hours, running away from a storm until I finally got to my final destination. As soon as I arrived to a campsite, the rain has started pouring down. I was so grateful that I made it in time. I woke up really tired with stomach aches, thinking that last night's real good dinner probably didn't agree with me. Once again I had to adjust the path as I got my period unexpectedly. Making it to the village Cranlarry halfway through of the day path was a huge relief, and I will never forget the guy in the shop seeing what I'm buying, asking me if I feel tired. I almost burst in tears, explaining that I might have to get a train to Tyndrum. He assured me I will not miss much, and despite being looking forward to this section of the path, I went to the train station, made my journey 10 kilometers shorter than expected. I guess it was for the best. I was extremely sore, my mind was all over the place, and I had to take care of a second tick of the journey. Despite the fact I slept on a mattress, I had a very restless night, with a lot of strange vivid dreams, but I still woke up early and sat on the longest stretch of the journey.
So I'm walking with a small backpack today. I'm so glad, as it would be probably not possible, but I'm actually seeing it would be possible to camp around here.
Due to new encounter difficulties of the last day, I've decided to leave heavy backpack behind and conquer the large distance without it. There are carrying companies you can call to and they deliver your backpack to the next destination. It felt like flying. Rannochmore was nothing as described in the book. It is the wildest part of the way, and if caught in bad weather it can be very difficult to walk 16 kilometers without shelter or any escape route. But once again the path was very kind to me, and it felt like a nice day trip out in the mountains. The road through Rannochmore was man-built in 18th century and used to be a main path to move specially sheep and cattle through treacherous terrains. Often it must have been a very difficult journey in bad weather conditions. There's nothing for kilometers and kilometers, only moors, hills, and one road leading through. I am slowly descending to the next place where I will spend the night. Glencoe Hills are appearing in the distance as I am turning eventually towards my next destination. I will be honest here, Glencoe Ski Resort was not my favorite camping spot. Area for tents is just next a big car park, so I turned my tent towards few trees at the edge, made a tea and had a little chat with a new little friend I made. I was worried the night is going to be noisy, as there were just many loud cars and vans parked really close to the campsite. There is possibility to camp by King's Hotel, and I wish I made that choice instead. As I was approaching Devil Staircase, I got a company for a few miles of another hiker. We exchanged some life experiences, agreed upon beauty of hiking, and eventually, due to our different pace and possible need for solitude, we went our own ways. Devil Staircase is another fairly feared section, but it's not too bad at all and offers beautiful views towards Glencoe. Long descent to Kinlochleven, a fairly industrial village, might feel somewhat underwhelming, but I found it quite interesting. This little village became my favorite place of the path. Kind people everywhere I went to, and truly beautiful evening in company of other hikers, exchanging some more experiences from the journey. This was as well the top one campsite where I stayed, as it gave very cozy, homey atmosphere, not being too big, but definitely with the most midges experience I had so far. Next morning, I have realized that I'm approaching the end of the journey. As I walked up towards truly amazing section of the path, I suddenly got a feeling that I need to enjoy this day the most as I can, as it is basically the end. I stopped a lot trying to take it all in. The beauty of this section was truly breathtaking. Not even rain spoiled the experience. This felt as a true Scottish wilderness, with hills around, the history and enthusiasm of almost completed journey. At this point, excitement could be felt in the air, as we were again and again passing each other with another hikers, always smiling and greeting, everyone contemplating the journey. Backpack did not feel heavy anymore. I could just keep going indefinitely. My legs healed and I was allowed to finish this path. Looking back to the day 2, I could not believe I am still walking. When Ben Nevis appeared, I felt truly emotional. I took a detour to a small hill with views over Ben Nevis, and this place was for me the emotional end of the journey. On my own, in the wind, realizing what I have just done, I will never be the same person again. Now I know who I am and where I am heading, something I was trying to find out past few years. Few of the inner demons were left behind on the West Highland Way, and I will always be grateful to the path, allowing me to deal with them, and still allowing me to finish. I spent the night in campsite under Ben Nevis, and was left with only 5 kilometers to walk next day to the official end of the path. It was raining next day, and so I could enjoy last bit of solitude making it to the official end. I treated myself with proper breakfast and made it to the train back home, passing some of the places I just walked through a few days back. Seeing another hikers walking the same path from the train made me think of all those other individual stories somewhat similar to mine. So I wonder, what was your story? If you walked the path, or would you like to? I hope I will return one day.